Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. This is the Fight Club. Today we're breaking down UFC Fight Night, Pavlovich versus Blaydes at the Apex Arena in Vegas. As always, go down, like and subscribe, drop your comment of your picks on the card, your bets you're making this weekend. And these are your hosts. I'm Paul, Pick 'em, win 'em, Concha. I actually got a little drink here with me. And who's with me?
You already know, man. It's your boy, Kev. Water boy, your boy. I caramba, screaming it all the time. But hey, man, this card is gonna be interesting because I think this main event's pretty solid. But there are just a bunch of random names on this card. I'm like, okay, I've heard of bro, like Bobby Green, and
Yeah, bro. How are you gonna disrespect the heavyweight goat himself, Muhammad Usman?
So who? Oh yeah, Don't forget. I'm not gonna lie to you. After seeing Juliana Miller fight, I'm like, I'm not saying much about these guys until they start winning.
Yeah, that was bad. Bobby Green,
yeah, there's some hitters.
Pavlovich, Brett Tavares, Bruno Silva, Jared Gordon, Jeremiah Wells, Matthew Smellsberger, Muhammad Usman, and if I'm not mistaken, Junior Tafa is a younger brother of another UFC fighter as well. I just can't think of his name. So it's gonna be little brother versus little brother. Kind of make the card a little exciting.
This is for the marbles.
Unfortunately, Ricky Simone, our guy, versus Song Yadong got moved because the Neil Dyer-esh and Oliveira shit happened, and then Gilbert Burns and Belal Muhammad might fill in for that main event. So things just got moved all around. UFC's been kind of the wild, wild west these past few days on trying to make some fights.
It'd be like
that. But I guess before, because everyone's really here for the Pavlovich Blaydes fight mostly now. So I guess I should just do a quick little cut man corners of who's who on some fights people should keep an eye out on. My fight of the night, and this is the first fight on the main card, Jeremiah Wells versus Matthew Smellsberger. Or is it, Smellsberger? I don't know how to say his last name. He goes by Semi the Jedi or some shit. It's a pick 'em, both -110. Both are fucking stand-up fighters, welterweight, bang him, stand and bang. Fucking Smellsberger kind of looks like the younger brother of the Yuri, and he kind of fights like the younger brother of Yuri, but he's got a little blue belt BJJ in his back pocket. Yeah, he's a little wild. He's the wild man. He likes to create chaos. But Jeremiah Wells, I mean, since joining the UFC in 2021, he's 3-0, all by finish, 2 by knockout, 1 submission. And then Smellsberger, I mean, he's been in the UFC for a little while. He's fought Alex Moreno, got the win, fought AJ Fletcher, Chaos Williams. He's just kind of fought a lot of those outside of 15 guys. Both of these guys, whoever wins, they're going to be thrusted. Their next opponent should be a top 15 guy. Both are going to bang it out. I think this is going to be potentially fight of the night. I'm happy it got moved into the main card with now the Ricky Simon fight off the main card. So just keep an eye out for that one.
That's fine. I mean, I love my dog Ricky Simon. So we'll see how that turns out over there at UFC 288. But I'm a Blaydes fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love to see bro's takedowns. I think it's funny that his first fight in the UFC was against Francis Ngannou, like an old friend, young Francis Ngannou with the braids and shit. Like, I think his path has been interesting. Like who he's fought and who he's lost and who he's beat. They're all hitters. He's took down Volkov. I'm pretty high on Volkov. Took down Volkov a million times. Took down an old Alistair Overeem like 4 or 5 times. He's crazy nice with the mat return. So I think it's always nice to see a heavyweight that's really good at wrestling. And he can still strike and knock you out. Like he just came off the knockout of Chris Dawkins. So I'm a big Blaydes fan. So I think this fight's going to be interesting, at least for me to watch. Because I think Sergei Pavlovich has fucking bricks for fucking hand, especially after what he did at Taito Boston.
6 fights in the UFC, 1 loss for Sergei Pavlovich. It was his first fight in the UFC against an old Alistair Overeem. But Alistair Overeem may or may not still been on the juice at this point. So it's understandable. First, it's also a UFC debut. But since then, well, even that fight was in the first round. Every one of his fights has been a first round finish. 5 straight first round finishes, 1 over Ty, 1 over Derek Lewis, 1 over Shamil Abdulbirov, Maurice Green. Like a couple older guys, a couple younger guys, but I mean, it's kind of hard to really gauge how great he is because he just kind of comes in, KOs the guy, and leaves. So it's kind of does he have takedown defense? Does he have cardio? How's he looking late rounds? And all those question marks are still very much there, but it's like he's never been hurt, let alone he's never been damaged, hurt. He's never had someone really shoot on him really that much. So like all first round finishes, even his one loss. And like you said, Curtis Blaydes, I mean, he had that one bad Derek Lewis uppercut meme worthy loss where he probably would have won that fight if he just wouldn't have kept shooting. He feinted a lot of takedowns and then finally shot one after Derek Lewis showed him the uppercut a lot of times. The uppercut finally landed. Good night, fight over. But since then, got the KO over Rosenstrike, not KO, but Namath's decision over Rosenstrike where he wrestle fucked him. And then he KO'd Chris Daukaus where he looked like a fucking boxer piecing up Daukaus. And then Tom Aspinall where I thought he was winning and he was piecing him up a little bit here and there for how great Tom Aspinall is on the feet. Then, of course, the freak accident, Tom Aspinall gets hurt, KO win. But, I mean, this is the perfect test for Pavlovich, in my opinion. It's either he goes in there and dismantles Curtis Blaydes, and it's like, holy shit, his next fight has to be John Jones. Or Curtis Blaydes shows him something he hasn't seen yet, and we see a side of Pavlovich, like it's maybe third round Pavlovich, and he's maybe it's he can't get up from like it's 5 minutes of him getting wrestle fucked in the whole second, third, fourth round. And he showed that he doesn't have the ability to get up. Like this is gonna be a really make or break test. It's kind of hard to really break down this fight because we don't know what Pavlovich. There's so many question marks, but let's give him the picks. Let's give what people want. Before I even give out the picks, I'm gonna give y'all a winning bet. I think at plus 120, you get plus odds that this fight goes past a round and a half. Unless Sergei Pavlovich really goes in there and dismantles Curtis Blaydes and KOs him in the first round, Curtis Blaydes is gonna go past 1.5 round. I just think if Curtis Blaydes wrestles him for the whole first round, I feel like my bet's already golden before the second round even starts. Like, so give me the plus 120 odds that goes past around 1.5, and I'm feeling pretty confident on that one. Not confident on my pick, but I'm confident on that bet.
Okay, all right, I respect it. Man, so I want to pick Blaydes so bad. I'm a fan of his style. I love to see him work, but Pavlovich has something in those hands. I don't know what the fuck he carries in those. And the way he pieced up Tai Tuivasa, probably like 8 hits and just 3 or 4 just connected and put his lights out. I can't go against that because I feel like that's UFC champion material, especially if John Jones vacates the belt. So it might put them in a point where Pavlovich fights for the vacant belt, and we get like a Blaydes versus Cyril Gane or some shit again.
See, and I forgot about the Tai Tuivasa, the way he put him out. Like Cyril Gane was hitting him with some heavy strikes. So like the fact Pavlovich ended his shit in 1 round is just like, what the fuck type of monster is he?
Facts, killed him. Like dude was pow, 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 pow. Like yeah, you can't vote against that dude. So that dude, I see him winning tonight. I would love to see Blaydes get his hand raised because he did he fought all 5 rounds, but I don't see it going all 5.
Blaydes averages 6 takedowns in fights, has a 54% takedown accuracy. Pavlovich has never shot a takedown, but he does average 8 significant strikes a minute, which is by far the most in heavyweight. And he got a 4-inch reach advantage on Curtis Blaydes. I'm gonna go. I mean, the odds have Blaydes as a slight favorite. Even though I love Pavlovich and like I feel like we've covered all his fights in the UFC, but I know we haven't. But like just the fact that like I've talked about him so much, he's probably heavyweight's so exciting. But I think Blaydes is gonna show him like the deep waters. I think we see a couple first round Pavlovich may come in cranking shit, but I don't see a first round finish, and I see Blaydes fucking going in there and just like making it dirty, getting some clinch work, maybe then eventually bringing him to the ground, make him hold his weight for 4 minutes at a time, and then we see an ugly decision win out of Blaydes where he wins like a 3-2, but it's not gonna be the prettiest. It's gonna be a lot of wrestling.
Facts. So yeah, I think Blaydes. I agree with you. Blaydes can come in with a game plan, still win this fight. But if Pavlovich gets those hands on it, it's a wrap.
Yeah, the Russian Terminator is a legit name for him, bro. He's scary.
Nah,
Blaydes
bro,
hasn't been scared
strong.
of any fights. Blaydes is someone with his resume, even though he has a lot of losses, he probably has one of the deepest heavyweight resumes because he's fought everybody so far.
Facts. He got him twice over him. He fought another hitter.
Derek Lewis, Tom
and
Aspinall.
Yeah, I forgot who he fought. There's another old school dude that he fought. I was like, oh, okay.
Junior Dos Santos, Volkov,
Yeah, Dos Santos.
Mark Hunt, Alexei Olenek. I mean, Jit fought a lot of Shamil. Like, this is some heavyweight goats. But yeah, follow the picks, man. I mean, I've been on a hot streak, so I'm not as confident on my Curtis Blaydes pick. If you are gonna bet Blaydes, I would bet via decision. Get some plus odds on that. That's what I'm gonna bet him as. But give me the plus 120. Let's cash in this weekend, boys. Let's watch another fight night. It won't be as lit as Kansas City because it's definitely the Apex, but smaller cage, more knockouts. It might actually work in Pavlovich's favor too. Who knows with that small cage?
Facts. Pavlovich just smother him, bro. I don't know.
But we broke it down for you, gave you some picks, gave you some bets. As always, this has been Totally Blitz Podcast. And if y'all didn't know, well, now y'all know, motherfuckers.